What if I told you Arcane Season 2 actually dropped clues towards the death of Jinx and the reveal of Victor being the hooded figure? Don't believe me? Well, allow me to show you the how and the why. Also, quick shout out to the channel Screen Crush as they found some of these details that I even missed when I first watched it. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out real quick, as they were a massive help with spotting some of the details in this video. And with that, let's get into those details, shall we? Starting off with episode 1, we see Jace has managed to retrieve one of the Atlas gauntlets, and if you look close enough, you can see the middle finger on the gauntlet is missing. This is actually foreshadowing that Jinx will lose her middle finger, as if you pay attention, she was the last one seen wearing it all the way back in Season 1. Following that episode, in episode 2, the little bomb thrown by Isha at the goon is the same whisker device Powder used at the start of the show in Season 1, further establishing that Isha is supposed to be a symbolic reincarnation of Powder. But the callbacks don't stop there, as even in the ending of Act 1 with episode 3, we get a symbolic recreation of what came at the end of Act 1 in Season 1, where one of the Skittles sisters is betrayed and hit by their most loved person in their life, as they are abandoned and left to go crazy. However, in Vi's case, instead of ending up as a terrorist, she ends up becoming a Hot Topic version of a UFC fighter. In episode 4, we see a montage of characters looking up to important figures in their life, whether it be a mural, Caitlyn's mother's statue, or Vanda's statue. This montage actually has a double meaning to it, as it shows that all these characters are so blinded by what they believe that they fail to notice the injustice and crimes happening underneath their noses, helping to continue the theme of everyone being lost in some form or another. Following that, in episode 5, we actually have a pretty big detail that I needed 3 rewatches in order to realize, but Vi here learns a very important lesson. The lesson that leads her to reconcile with Jinx, as Jinx here has accepted Vanda's new monster appearance and is willing to help instantly. Vi is not, and immediately goes on the defensive. And only after she finally learns to accept the monster and try to help it, does she get her family back. The very thing that broke the sisters apart, that being Vi accepting people for who they are, is now the very thing that brings them back together.
You don't say!
In episode 6, after Jace wounds Victor, Vanda becomes Warwick and starts oozing lava. A slight callback to a quote that was earlier in the episode, with Ambessa saying to Caitlyn, and I quote, "Tunnels in your eyes, lava in your veins." Not only linking to the lava here, but how Vanda's mind is nothing but tunnels now. Next up we have episode 7, the most heartbreaking episode of them all. You ever notice that the puppets in this episode never attack Jace? Yeah, give it a rewatch, you'll be surprised that none of these puppets actually attack Jace at first. Yeah, I missed this, but they actually never touched him. And this is a slight hint towards the shadowy figure we see all throughout this episode being Victor, as he is the only one able to control these puppets that we figure out in the next episode. And it would make sense that he would send them over to watch Jace and keep him safe, as he is the one that sent him to this world. Episode 8 is up next, and oh my. It's getting hot in here. It's getting a little hot in here. Huh? What was I talking about? Oh yeah. There's a lot we could analyze in this episode, but one thing I want to talk about is during the most necessary sex scene in TV history. It perfectly mirrors how Vi and Caitlyn first met, but now Caitlyn enters the cell and they embrace, not only symbolizing the walls between them are now opened again, but they've now completed their arcs and can truly be together now. And finally, let's end this off with 2 details you probably missed. with my favourite being the scene where Jinx is destroying the sentimental places of her life. And specifically in this particular shot, they actually foreshadowed her death with the glass around her, looking exactly like Vander, looking like he's about to kill her, and they weren't wrong. And the most ironic detail you probably missed is with the ending to this episode. Caitlyn is now a pirate, and her missing eye is some very subtle karma for her actions earlier in the season, as she refused to look at the real problems in Piltover, as she was blinded by her rage and her hate, and so now is actually blinded in one of her own eyes as a sort of punishment for her actions, for turning her back on everyone and the city that she swore to help. And the moment she loses her eye is kind of fitting, as it's the same moment where she faces the one who fed into that anger. She quite literally pays an eye for an eye.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And there you have it, peeps. 10 details you might have missed in Arcane Season 2. Let me know which one of these details was your personal favourite. I know which one mine was. And if you notice any other details that were throughout the season, because let's be honest, there are a lot, be sure to comment them down below. If this video gets 100 likes, I will shout out your comments that point out the details I missed. So if you want to be featured in one of these videos, then like the video. And then be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, as that shows me you want more content just like this, and it helps me to make that content. And with that, peeps, it's been the Pink King here, and I will see you all next time.